Hello, everyone. Well, good morning. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professional Free webinar. Thank you all for joining and stay with us till the end. My lovely audience, today I am your host for the morning, and my name is Yanis Akhtar, and I am from Bangladesh. Dear audience, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It's my delight to welcome you all to our presentation of Global Professional Free Webinars. Thank you all for joining us today in this marvelous morning, and it's my humble request to all of you stay with us till the end. And don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends. Institution of Global Professionals serves student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education for create a component generation. IGP is a leading on online skill development institute with millions of learners worldwide. Institution of Global Professional is an educational institution provides social work with globally recognized. We organized our webinar training offline online courses is by best and trained speaker and coaches from all the world. We have already completed 1,113 webinars successfully. Let me remind you again, don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. Today, our topic name is teaching methodology, and we have our speaker. Our speaker name is Professor Dr. Pratik Rajan Mangekar. He's from India. He's a scientist and professor, consular global educator, and published author and international speaker. So let's welcome our speaker. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello,
Good morning, sir.
good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Sir,
Okay.
first, you have to give some description about yourself. Then you can start your presentation.
Okay. Good morning, when we're all present here. Hello, everyone. Myself, Professor Dr. Pratik Rajan Mangekar. I'm a scientist, professor, counselor, global educator, published author, and an international speaker. I started teaching at the age of 16, and I have been working in the field of education and research as a scientist, professor, counselor for 12 years, since 12 years, taught to more than 9,000 plus students and career guided 12,000 plus students, and the count is still on. Honored with 950 plus national, state, and international awards for my contribution in the field of teaching and research. I've received 300 plus honorary doctorates from all over the world and also sets 15 world record. I've written many papers and numerous articles in various international journals, magazines, and in books also. Co-authored 10 books, and I've written 4 independent books. For my first book is on sustainable development goals. Second is on education and eternal asset. Third is on leadership and change management, and the last one is on stem cell science, which has got many international awards. All my books are available on Amazon, and I'm associated with many organizations, universities. I'm a visiting faculty in so many universities, and I've been recently appointed as a vice chancellor for 4 universities: Wisdom University, Gombe, Webbistone University is in Bombay, the University of Kingdom of Atlantis, Singapore, and Unified Theological Seminary, USA. And it's an honor to share my thoughts here on these prestigious platforms. So let's begin with my today's topic, which is teaching methodology. Can I have my PPT? Hello.
Sir, is it okay?
Okay, thank you. Slide
Okay.
number 4, teaching methodology. Now, in today's lecture, I'm going to cover what is qualitative teaching, what is teaching methodology, what is learning, factors that affect effective learning, qualitative teaching and teaching methodology, how to achieve success in the learning process, the effective teacher, conclusion, case study. And after this, I will also share some slides on interactive and innovative teaching methodology. Next slide, please. So, what is qualitative teaching? We cannot adequately explain qualitative teaching without first explaining the word teaching. So, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, teaching is the job or practice or profession of a teacher, something that is taught, the ideas and belief that are taught by a person. For lack of adequate definition, I like to explain teaching as the art and science or technology of impacting knowledge and skills impressionably. It involves the teaching, the subject matter, and the environment that it occurs. Qualitative teaching, therefore, is the art or science or technology of impacting quality, which is valuable, worthy, rewarding, effective, and time invariant knowledge and skills impressionably. Qualitative teaching can be accomplished by a well motivated teacher in a in a conducive and rewarding environment. It does not come inexpensively. It requires much dedication and improvising. Next slide, please. So, what is teaching methodology? The teacher is as effective as his or her tools of teaching and impacting knowledge and skills. The methods that teachers adopt or do not adopt make the difference between a good teacher and a bad teacher. Remember that a bad teacher will complain about the tools, but a good teacher will make every situation a learning experience with or without adequate provisions of tools. Next slide, please. So, what is basically learning? Learning is the reception of teaching. It is what we do in and outside the classrooms. It is a social process that engages the pupils or students to learn a subject matter. Learning may occur as part of education, personal development, schooling, or training. It may be a goal oriented exercise or aided by motivation. It is often defined as a relatively lasting change in behavior that is a lifelong process of transforming information and experience into knowledge, skills, behaviors, and attitudes. So, effective learning can be facilitated by the use of appropriate teaching methods. So, teaching methods are of various kinds: human, cultural, natural, and scientific. However, teaching methods are often concerned with facilitated learning or instructional resources or materials. That is, things and people that help us to learn, including technology. Next slide, please. So, why do we need to use instructional resources, materials in facilitating the learning process? We can adapt or use instructional resources materials, maybe electronic or non-electronic, to achieve the following. It saves time and energy, make learning permanent, real, and immediate, make learning interesting, motivate learners, make learning authentic, bring to class what is not in the immediate environment, and make learning effective and impressionable. Next slide, please. The common media resources or instructional materials can be classified into three categories with examples. So these categories are: first is audio. So in audio, examples: radio, CD player, Walkman, Discman. Then in the visuals, second category is visual. In visuals, the examples are projectors, maps, photographs, cards, charts, toys, specimens, tools. And the third category, audio visual. In that comes television, CD, VCD player, video player, etc. So these all are, the common media resources, or you can say instructional material that can be used for teaching. Next slide, please. In the next slide, we are going to learn factors that affect effective learning. However, we should consider some factors in the choice of instructional materials. So these factors include the pupils or students' age, gender, attitude, aptitude. Second factor, the learning environment, in which comes public, private, rural, urban, infrastructure, time, space. And the third factor is the availability of resources. And that comes finance and physical materials. Next slide, please. Now, in this slide, we are going to learn qualitative teaching and teaching methodology. So it is noteworthy that the effective teacher is one who is able to overcome these barriers in order to achieve optimum learning outcomes. So qualitative teaching and teaching methodology, including communication and skills, influence the effective teaching and learning outcomes. Hence, a good teacher must understand the continuum of the teaching learning process. Next slide, please. Now, how to achieve success in the teaching learning process? The effective teacher. So there are some requirements and attributes for effective teaching. The requirements for effective teaching include knowledge of subject matter. The teacher should have knowledge of that particular subject. Knowledge of human development and learning. Third, adopting instructional materials or improvising. Fourth, multiple innovative instructional strategies. Next, classroom motivation and management. Then communication skills. Then teacher should have instruction planning skills, lesson plans or notes. Then assessments of students, pupils learning, and professional commitment and responsibility. Teacher should be of this responsibility, professional commitment. And the last one is cooperation for students and parents. Next slide, please. Now, these are some attributes for effective teaching. So, for effective teaching, every teacher or all the educators should have enthusiasm, warmth and humor, creditability, high expectation for success, encouragement and support, business likeness. Teacher should have adaptability, flexibility, knowledge, passion and love, and reflection. These are the some attributes for effective teaching, and every educator should possess these attributes. Next slide, please. Now, I like to expatiate the need to always have a lesson plan. The need for a good lesson plan as requirement for effective teaching and learning cannot be overemphasized. Let me now highlight the components of a good lesson plan. A good lesson plan should contain the following. See, these are the 10 aspects. First, personal classroom data or information. Second, objectives. Next, introduction. Then, PPT or any kind of presentation. Then, teachers' activities. Next is students' activities, summary and conclusion, evaluation or quiz, assignment and homework, and the last one is follow. Next slide, please. Now, the conclusion of this very basic teaching methodology is what? So, why do a thing if you will not be known for it? This statement is apt for the teaching profession. In order to be known as a good teacher, good educator, you must be effective. So, and rather I would say impactful. So, effectiveness in the teaching profession, especially in the primary school level, is undoubtedly the foundation for the students who are the future of the future leaders of the nation and the world. So, qualitative teaching and teaching methodology could be achieved through the knowledge of subject matter that one teaches, knowledge of human development and learning, adopting instructional materials, improvising, then multiple innovative instructional strategies we need to use, classroom motivation, we need to keep motivate the students throughout the year, and management, communication skill, instruction planning skills, lesson plan notes, assessment of pupils, students learning, professional commitment and responsibility, and enlisting of the cooperation of pupils and parents. So I urge you all to be change agents in the teaching profession. Rest assured that your expected reward, both on earth and in heaven, would be great. Next slide, please. Okay. Now here comes interactive and innovative techniques and methods of teaching. Next slide, please. So, introduction. See, education is the light that shows the mankind the right direction to search. The purpose of education is not just making a student literate, but adds rational thinking, knowledgeability, and self sufficiency. When there is a willingness to change, there is a hope for progress in any field. So, creativity can be developed, and innovation benefits both students and teachers. Next slide, please. Now, why education is so important? Importance of education. See, Islam attaches such a great importance to knowledge and education. When the Quran began to be revealed, the first word of its first verse was ikra, that is, read. So, education is thus the starting point of every human activity. A scholar, an alim, is accorded great respect in the hadith also. According to a hadith, the ink of the pen of a scholar is more precious than the blood of a martyr. So the reason being that martyr is engaged in defense work, while an alim, which means scholar, builds individual and nations along positive lines. In this way, he bestows a real life to the world. So, education, as Swami Vivekananda says, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. So, education is light that shows the mankind the right direction to search. If education fails to inculcate self-discipline and commitment to achieve in the minds of students, it is not their fault. We have to convert education into a sport and learning process, and has to generate interest in the students and motivate them to stay back in the institution than to run away from it. So education should become a run and thrill to them rather than burden and boredom. So it is an integral part of their growth and helps them become good citizens. Education, is an engine for the growth and progress of any society. It not only impact knowledge, skills, uh, and inculcates values, but is also responsible for building human capital, which breeds, drives, and sets technological innovation and economic growth. So, in today's era, information and knowledge stand out as very important and critical input for growth and survival. Rather than looking at education simply as means of achieving social upliftment, the society must view education also as an engine of advancement in an information era propelled by its wheels of knowledge and research leading to development. Next slide, please. Now, the traditional teaching method and evaluation. See, in the pre-technology education context, the teacher is the sender or the source. The educational material is the information or message, and the student is the receiver of the information. So in terms of the delivery medium, the educator can deliver the message via chalk and talk method and overhead projector, OHP, transparencies. So this directed instruction model has its founded has its foundations embedded in the behavioral learning perspective, and it is a popular technique which has been used for decades as an educational strategy in all institutions of learning. Basically, the teacher controls the instructional process. The content is delivered to the entire class, and the teacher tends to emphasize factual knowledge. In other words, the teacher delivers the lecture content and the students listen to the lecture. Thus, the learning mode tends to be passive and the learners play little part in the learning process. So it has been found in most universities by many teachers and students that the conventional lecture approach in classroom is of limited effectiveness in both teaching and learning. So in such a lecture, students assume a purely passive role and their concentration fades off after 15 to 20 minutes. Next slide, please. Now, some limitations which may prevail in traditional teaching method are teaching in classroom using chalk and talk is one-way flow of information. Teachers often continuously talk for an hour without knowing students' response and feedback. The material presented is only based on lecturer notes and textbooks. So teaching and learning are concentrated on plug and play method rather than practical aspects. The handwriting of the lecturer decides the fate of the subject. So there is insufficient interaction with students in classroom, and more emphasis has been given on theory without any practical and real life situations. So learning from memorization but not understanding, marks rather than result oriented. So these all are the limitations which may prevail in traditional teaching methods. Now, next slide, please. Now it's time to throw some light on innovative tools, multimedia learning process. So I hear and I forget. I see and I believe. I do and I understand. Confucius. So multimedia is the combination of various digital media types such as text, images, audio, and video into an integrated multi-sensory interactive application or presentation to convey information to an audience. So traditional educational approaches have resulted in mismatch between what is taught to the students and what the industry needs. As such, many institutions are moving towards problem based learning as a solution to producing graduates who are creative, think critically and analytically to solve problems. So, in this particular section, we focus on using multimedia technology as an innovative teaching and learning strategy in problem-based learning environment by giving the students a multimedia project to train them in this skill set. So currently, many institutions are moving towards problem-based learning as a solution to producing graduates who are creative and can think critically, analytically, and solve problems. Since knowledge is no longer an end but a means to creating better problem solvers and encourage lifelong learnings. So problem-based learning is becoming increasingly popular in educational institutions as a tool to address the inadequacies of traditional teaching. So, since these traditional approaches do not encourage students to question what they have learned or to associate with previously acquired knowledge, problem based learning is seen as an innovative measure to encourage students to learn how to learn via real life problems. So, the teacher uses uh, you know uh, multimedia to to modify the contents of the material, so it will help the teacher to represent in a more meaningful way using different media elements. These media elements can be converted into digital form, modified and customized for the final presentation. So by incorporating digital media elements into the project, the students are able to learn better since they use multiple sensory modalities, which would make them more motivated to pay more attention to the information presented and retain the information better. So, creating multimedia projects is both challenging and exciting. Fortunately, there are many multimedia technologies and that are available for developers to create these innovative and interactive multimedia applications. So these technologies include Adobe Photoshop and Premiere to create, edit graphics and video files respectively, Soundforge and 3D Studio Max to create and or edit sound and animation files respectively. So they can also use an authoring tools such as Macromedia Director or Authorware to integrate and synchronize all these media elements into one file applications and interactive features and package the application into a distributable format for the end user. So another advantage of creating multimedia projects in the classroom setting is that when students create multimedia projects, they tend to do this in a group environment, and by working in a group, the students would have to learn to work cooperatively and collaboratively, using their group skills and a variety of activities to accomplish the project's overall objectives. So everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is stupid. So this quote is uh, from the Einstein, Albert, a great scientist, Albert Einstein's book. So my next slide is, next slide please. What is modern teaching? So the teaching method which focuses more on teaching the students for improving their intellect behavior by using various new and innovative ideas rather than making them recite the syllabus to clear the examination with the same old style is modern teaching methods in simple words. So the new teaching method, which we call the modern teaching method, is more activity based and centers the learner's mind, which involves them entirely into the process of learning. So in the modern teaching method, the curriculum teaching and planning are done keeping the learner as the primary target. Through this way, learners actively participate in whole process to build their knowledge and sharpen their skills. This is also termed as a constructivist approach. On the other hand, the mentor or teacher only leads them and guides them to focus on the objective of the subject. This is all done by engaging in activities and by adopting innovative modern teaching methods. So new demand of the era or the need of the hour for student is to embrace the contemporary teaching methods, which will also help in reducing the competition among the students, promote cooperation, and boost the healthy study environment. Next slide please. Now see, this is multimedia learning and interactive process. So here I have mentioned uh, tools, methods, examples, and metaphors. So first tool is MS PowerPoint, Astound graphics, and Flashlight show software. Methods, easy to prepare, and it can be prepared with many of popular multimedia elements like graphs, sounds, and video. Examples, as you can see in the slide, and metaphor slide, this is totally slide based. Then macromedia, flash, authorware, BPP, one learn and one pass. So presentation is created using icons to represent different media elements and placed in a flow line. So this is icon based. Next, Windows Movie Maker, WinApp, Macromedia Director. So presentation is created using movie making concepts of cast, sound, pictures, and across. So this is movie based technique. And the last one is Adobe Acrobat Reader, easy to prepare and with Word documents if you have an Acrobat Reader with many popular multimedia elements like graphs, sounds, and charts. So this is book based. So now reasons, next slide. See, over the years, there have been visible changes in teaching style, opposite to the memorization and same old recitation practice to teach the students. Now, with the modern teaching methods, interactive methods of teaching have been introduced, and its results can be seen. So this is an education reform which provides an entirely different angle of teaching and learning, because modern teaching methods do not treat all students at the same level of their understanding ability, unlike the conventional method of teaching. Rather than the only teacher based, modern teaching methods focus more on questioning, demonstration, explaining, practical collaboration methods, and are more activity based. So reasons to introduce modern teaching method. So in recent years, the scope of knowledge in the field of science and technology has dramatically increased, and humans ability to adapt to new knowledge in science and technology has also increased. So there is an immense need for innovative and creative minds to explore unknown and unrevealed areas of different fields to cope up with the modern world. And the knowledge driven area of technology adopting modern ways are the only means to survive. So the students should be taught in a manner to tackle the 21st century, which is technology driven time and which requires creative and innovative minds of the progress of individual society and nation. The students should be introduced with modern teaching methods and are provided sufficient knowledge so that they can create opportunities for themselves and others. Teachers still use a conventional chalk talk method in the classroom to teach students who can provide only basic knowledge of science and other subjects. Their approach can no longer be used as this is outdated, is with limited scope, and has been failed both at the nation and personal level. So if teachers teach with modern teaching methods instead of traditional impractical methods and presents, basically I'm from a science background, so science lesson in a more proper scientific way, then many problems, including unemployment, can be overcome. All this can be achieved by providing a strong pillar to the basic education system and senior secondary school system. It requires an instant review of the curriculum, and it is the reason why modern teaching methods are introduced. Next slide, please. So why modern teaching is the need of the hour? Education is the need of the hour as it creates a literate society, and in the process of educating the society, motivation and instructions are very crucial, and teachers, guides and administrators are responsible to motivate learners. So the rate of literacy will be leveled up by providing education to the most parts of the society. However, with time being changed to an extent, learners demand new techniques and methods to gain knowledge, which specializes them not only in theoretical study but ensures them to provide practical knowledge, sharpen their skill, and make them educated to face any kind of challenges. Modern teaching methods are the only way to meet the requirement of modern times. Now, first point is relevance of modern teaching. Modern teaching unquestionably is the need of the hour because of its relevance in the modern era. The revolution in the field of science and technology demands great ideas and extensive effort to deal with any kind of circumstances coming in the way of development. All the load is on the little shoulders of learner. So it is a vital to give students not only knowledge but to improve their skills from the very beginning. Next is moving from reciting and memorizing to experimenting and experiencing. So we have been seeing the concept of teaching in schools where teachers explain the topic and ask students to recite and memorize the topic to the main motive of passing the examination and to acquire the certificate. So memorizing and reciting was the way of teaching which definitely helps to clear the exam, but it does not help further. Only experiencing and gaining practical knowledge will be helpful for further studies and life. In modern teaching, the focus is more on experiment experimental study, and it is the need of the hour as well. Next is concept of innovation. Modern teaching encourages us to bring new ideas and introduce new concepts. Different methods of modern teaching aim towards creativity and innovative thoughts. It motivates learners to not follow conventional things but come up with innovation. And that is the reason why modern teaching is laced with technical gadgets which can help learners to share their innovation and creativity. To strengthen the concept of innovation, modern teaching methods are best suited. Also, innovation in teaching methods plays an important role to improve the quality of education, which is endeavored this time. And as I always say in my all lectures, education in innovation and innovation in education. These are the 21st century's currencies. Now, next slide, please. Next slide. Characteristics of modern teaching methods. Okay, so the modern teaching methods help to build a develop a productive understanding of basic science and technology. Hence, the elements of contemporary teaching methods include learner-centered, task-based, or activity-based, resource-based, interactive in nature, integrative in nature, and peer collaboration. Now we'll see one by one. First is learner centered. One of the essential characteristics of the modern teaching methods in basic science and technology is it is learner centered. It focuses on learners while using or applying during classroom and laboratory lectures. So the teacher acts only as a guide, and all the learning process involves learners. So learners significantly appear as a dominator in classroom interaction. Next is task based or activity based. So the teacher or guide of this basic teaching methodology organizes activity or task and engages students to learn through this way. Hence it is an activity based or commission based. Students are offered or asked to take part in classroom interaction through these interactive activities. Next is resource based. So teachers should be resourceful. They should collect and distribute all the required study material to the learners for their learning or to understand the topic clearly. The resources can be collected from the school environment or any other place where it is available. Also, a learner can be the source to bring study material or resources from their end. Next is interactive in nature. One characteristic defines the modern teaching method as very interactive. The teacher asks the student to form small groups or work as individual to perform the learning task and come up with the desired results. So it helps them to gather knowledge from one another. So students learn to work together and a sense of cooperation. It also works in their favor when they step out in outer world. Integrative in nature. What is that? One of the vital characteristics of modern teaching method is it is integrative. So teachers link topics of one subject, example, social science, topics like drug use, domestic violence, safety, pollution, food distribution, crime, etc., to other issues and make it integrative. By this, a learner can gain knowledge of more topics studying one. Next is peer collaboration. Modern teaching methods not only encourage students by allowing them to present their ideas or initiative by noticing their responses, studying their research, and allowing them to answer during interaction in the lecture classes, but also selects students based on interest, needs, and feelings. Through instructional activities, students learn to work cooperatively and they appreciate their competitors' work as well. In this style of learning curriculum, learners' interests are considered most important and they are guided towards their goals and careers. Next is modern teaching methods. Now, see, like other fields, next slide, please. Modern teaching methods. So, the phase of education has also evolved drastically over the period. Earlier, teachers were the only means to create a bridge between education and learners. They were using conventional pedagogical methods to explain the topic or to provide notes. However, modern education sees a vast scenario which encourages learners to study profoundly and study to satisfy their curiosity. So in recent year, we are getting introduced with different modern teaching methods, and the introduction of technology along with the innovative ways to teach has brought a revolution in the education sector. So let's discuss which new teaching methods are. Now, the following are the modern teaching method. First is collaborative learning. So earlier, when students were asked to revise the topic or syllabus during an examination or regular days, they used to revise the syllabus in isolation or at home. So this practice was widespread in traditional teaching methods. So to deal with this issue or provide a more useful platform for students, schools are coming up with collaborative learning. In this modern teaching method, teachers form a group of students where they can solve their problems, debates on topic, and clear their queries. So this helps in developing social skills and allows students to understand the subject faster. In this modern teaching method, where every student is a part of success of a group, as they help each other to reach the desired results, and they also learn to communicate with each other. So learners learn to tolerate others, develop skills to listen to others, and how to work in a team. So they will be able to meet different personalities and can get a genuine review of their work. So students present their ideas and expect a response when they are in group learning. It allows them to exchange their creativity and gain more knowledge, and in return it helps them to learn to face healthy criticism and cross questions. So school management should choose to take up a collaborative method of teaching to teach their students, and they just need to make a few changes in the layout of the classroom, replace desks to whiteboard surfaces so the groups can work together with ease. Next is spaced learning. Now, spaced learning is one of the modern teaching methods which is being followed by teachers. In this method, teachers repeat a lesson multiple times, basically until the students understand entirely. However, the teacher repeats the course with 2 to 10 minutes space break in between the lessons. So the gap is meant to refresh the mind by playing physical activities or mindfulness techniques, which prepares them for the next session of the same lesson. And this method gives the students intervals to the inherit the knowledge and create connections between learnings. So before moving forward to another chapter, this method prepares the students with basics, and it truly defines a proverb that a healthy mind is in a healthy body. So the physical state of students should be sufficient to the growth of mental state, which is crucial to gain knowledge. So space learning also has a scope to reduce obesity in school going children, which can be seen more nowadays. It improves both mental and physical health of a student. Next is flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is a well-known term in the pedagogical method. You have known about this undoubtedly. Its name, flipped classroom, makes it unique. It is one of the very vital modern teaching methods that has been in use these days. And in this method of teaching, the teaching procedure takes place in a flipped manner, as the name suggests. As unlike traditional ways, students study new material or content at home by themselves and practice the same at school. The method is the reverse of providing content at school and ask students to rework on it or practice it at home. So the student practice this method at home by watching a video tutorial, search online, or work on the content usually shared by the teacher, and they do not need to complete the homework at home. Instead, they end it at school. So through the practice of flipped classroom modern teaching methods, students get enough time to grasp the topic, unlike school where they get only a few minutes to understand the content or concept. If necessary, they can work more on one issue. Students prepare themselves, with the content before arriving in school. And if they face any doubt, they can discuss it in the classroom or ask the concerned teacher or educator. And they can also suggest their ideas related to the content and share it with other classmates. Moreover, there is another advantage of this modern teaching method, that students would not have to suffer due to their sickness. Sick days will not interrupt their learning. Next is self learning. Curiosity pushes the learner to learn new and more always. It drives the learner to learn and memorize large spaces of the text that they will either miss gratefully or forget immediately. So through their curiosity, students get motivated to explore the subjects they are interested in. Teaching students to operate the interest and find results themselves helps them to be self dependent and gives them a deep understanding of the content. A teacher should allow the students to bring new ideas and work on it for the development of their brain and ability to work alone. So this modern teaching method plays a significant role, in learners' period of education. Next is gamification. It is well-known fact that children love games, either it is online games or playing games at the field. So teaching through games is one of the essential modern teaching method that has been in use under modern teaching ways. So the significance of gamification in teaching has mostly been seen in the elementary and preschool system. So learning through playing games will not be even realized by students. It motivated students as well and proved effective not only to the student of preschool but of any age. So the responsibility of teaching through gamification is of teachers, as they should plan or design projects that will be suitable for the students of their respective age. They should incorporate attractive measures to connect the students for a longer time and keep their interests alive. Teachers can also take help of the online platforms under gamification, and teachers can organize online quiz, puzzles, or brain games. And so this method, modern teaching method, is a fun learning and method to to teach. Next is WAC teaching. So WAC is a modern teaching method whose effect can be seen clearly. We divide learner into three categories: visual, audio, and kinesthetic, means movement. So WAC. One needs to recognize to which category they belong to, or the teacher must know to which category her students relate to. So in WAC, V is visual, means seeing the data, A is audio, means gathering information by hearing the data, and K is kinesthetic, means feeling the data. A teacher should keep the category of students in kind while teaching, because some students catch the information by seeing, by hearing, or by feeling. So they should present the same material in different ways. So the WAC teaching method was introduced, in the 1920s to help children with dyslexia. However, its impact is more effective in the modern era. So, in the time of the internet, watching and learning through videos has become a popular new medium of teaching. Students grasp fast when they see, hear, or feel instead of reading the material. And also, a learner is not limited to any one of the media, as they can use even all three mediums of instruction. So next is crossover learning. Now what is this? So the not so common modern teaching method is crossover learning, which uses both formal and informal teaching and learning environments. It is one of the perfect ways to give the best education to learners. Crossover learning effectively engages learners and provides authentic yet innovative results. A formal setting is a traditional setting, that is classroom to provide education, while the informal environment of teaching is museums, seminars, and after school places. So schools and colleges teach with content, study material, and use everyday experiences to add knowledge. On the other hand, informal learning generates curiosity and interest and increases understanding by asking questions to their teachers. So teachers should introduce new queries or question in the formal setting, and answers for which students should try to find in informal settings, such as by exploring the question on their museum visit. The learners can take notes or collect pictures as their data and produce them as the information once they in the classroom. So they can share collected information with other classmates and can discuss it for better results. Next is cognitive thinking skills. The modern teaching system doesn't entirely rely on spoon feeding techniques, which used to be a part of the ordinary teaching system. The current methods are wired to develop the cognitive thinking skills of the children, which, in terms of the standard teaching system, out of the question. The cognitive skills can be explained as the primary skills associated with the functioning of the brain, from the ability to read, the ability to learn and memorize, are a part of the cognitive skills which lay connected to the brain. Strong cognitive skills, of the students reflect in their decision making and problem analytical skills, contribute to their IQ growth, and also plays a useful role in improving, memory power. Now, bringing a prefrontal cortex into, life. What is that? So the prefrontal cortex of the brain is usually most affected by uncontrollable stress and depression. So this part plays a significant role in the speech outcome, behavioral outcome, expressive outcome, etc., which are essential functions of the brain. It is also useful with the memory boost and thinking abilities of an individual. So the modern teaching techniques, like said, focuses more on the core thinking abilities and hence activates the perfect mechanism of the prefrontal cortex. The functions of the prefrontal cortex are considered superior, and triggering them would be the best explored advantage of these modern teaching methods. Therefore, it is an obvious and one of the most significant merits that come along with the implementation of modern teaching method. Next, exploring things. Exploration of things where the interest lies in is an essential part of personal development, and the process also provokes self-learning and make sure it is directed in the right amount. So the practice of the modern teaching methods provokes this same set of interests, which are to be explored by the students with proper and enough assistance from the teachers. So exploring the things on one's own is one of the most productive initiatives by individual, and the maximum possible support from an efficient teaching system makes sure that the process is fruitful and dynamic. So the modern teaching methods believer in providing them with enough freedom, flexibility, and facilities to explore their interests. So, developing unique pattern on learning. So, what is that? So, learning is the primary objective of teaching, and the methods used for education initiate its own purposes for making the learning process much more productive and beneficial. Therefore, one of the primary objective of the strategies implemented according to the modern teaching focuses more on developing unique patterns of learning. So the process or the most efficient methods of learning differs a lot between different individuals, and most importantly, this is where the methods of modern teaching apply to its full potential. So by developing unique and tailor-made patterns of learning, the technique of modern teaching makes sure that the individual minds are adequately catered with the right way and methods of knowledge, which will eventually make the learning process productive uh, to its core. Next is application based skills. So the application refers to the practicability of the skills, and these are directly based on the actual practice of the skills learned and acquired from the teaching process. So the modern teaching methods employ a completely different approach, a variant one from the old school theoretical practices, and these mostly focus on the applicability of the skills and the individual's learning and acquiring practical experience of the same. So uh, application based education is one of the most influential and productive types of education systems compared to theoretical studies. Since the old teaching methods had limitations with practical knowledge, they relied mostly on the theoretical part. So the implementation of the modern teaching techniques automatically drives out the unnecessary need for the theoretical part, substituting it with the application based skills. Now, learning relevantly to the increasing needs. One of the significant purposes of education is to make the individuals competent enough to face the changing environment, and for that they need to be efficient enough. So the modern education system highly focuses on these and makes them sufficient, or you can say efficient, I will not take much time, just 5 more minutes. Enough to tackle the adversities of the increasing needs which are relevant to the environment. So methodologies, next slide, please. Methodologies that every 21st century teacher should know. So the modern education system prevailing in the 21st century requires advanced methodologies that would create a unique and progressive space for them compared to the older educational methods. So the 21st century's teaching methodologies have developed a new horizons of learning which our participants should explore. So as a participant of the same advanced education system, the teachers should also take the practical methodologies and the perks of the same into consideration. For that, they need to know and clear the specific method. So project-based learning. So in the older methods of the education system, the projects were merely a part of the curriculum, which appeared for namesake. The plans were thoroughly focused on theoretical and fundamental education, but the idea of project-based learning makes more sense in the 21st century education system. Also, this is something which the teacher should consider as a part of the modern education system. The projects refer to the task given to the students entirely associated with the field they are pursuing. They are provided with practical case studies which require the application of their skill set and knowledge to provide an optimum solution to the problem. And these are challenged through the types of projects included in the project-based learning system. Next is cooperative learning. So the idea of cooperative learning or collaborative learning, just as its name suggests, it is based on the concept of teamwork and collective efforts. It brings in the importance of being a part of the team and how the individual actions are adequately guided towards the achievement of the organizational goal. It is more a value-based approach where the students understand the role played by each of their team members in the completion of the task, and each member of the team is assigned with a particular set of activities which they need to accomplish before the deadline, and they all work towards a common organizational goal which needs all their efforts for achieving the same with perfection. Next is problem-based learning. So next comes in the problem-based learning, which comprises a whole set of activities under the tag of problems and providing solutions which will enhance the skills and knowledge of the students to a greater extent, and this will also provoke their enthusiasm level and initiate the problem solving aspect of the thinking in their minds. So according to the problem based learning system, the teachers allow the students with a particular set of problems that will challenge their learnings and the acquired skills so far, and the students need to solve the problems using their intelligence, and this also serve as an effective technique which the generation this generation teachers needs to follow. Next is design thinking. Education provides all the powerful platforms that promote innovation and creativity inside the students. So therefore, design thinking and its purpose is nothing else than the promotion of innovative ideas and creative activities in the minds of the students. So this will give them a newfound enthusiasm to enter into the curriculum and bring up their best. So the teachers who are about to apply the modern teaching methods can make use of design thinking approach order to promote innovative ideas among the students. They can be offered with a particular set of questions or problems that triggers their creative mindset and focuses them to pull out some successful innovative solutions to the issue. Next is thinking based learning. So undoubtedly the older educational system made use of methods which froze the need for practical thinking and focus more on the theoretical and by hearting approach towards learning. So the idea of thinking based learning has proven to be far more efficient and flexible than the former and a successful one in a variety of aspects. So under the thinking based learning approach, the students are offered with a set of questions which will challenge their memory level or similar to the design thinking method, making them focus more on the analytical and logical approach to face the problem. The solutions will be practical, unique, customized to the conditions, and something which is totally not related to the textbook solutions. And last one is competency based learning. So the competencies refer to the tactical skills of the students which they want to learn and acquire and are in the process of learning and developing, or the ones which they have already accomplished. So this type of learning focuses on the benefits provided by the acquirements of core competencies or the skills they prefer to learn and how it is delivered to the student. Next slide, please. And finally, conclusion. So, after a detailed study of different teaching methods, we cannot say which pedagogical way of teaching is better. Both traditional teaching methods and modern teaching methods have their pros and cons. They are similar but also different from each other. Modern teaching methods should consider conventional methods of teaching as its base, and learners should not neglect it completely while incorporating the new ones. However, modern teaching methods are suitable for the current century to cope up with surroundings and environments. So, teachers are introducing different innovative ideas to explain the content to learners. Also, it is the responsibility of teachers to teach students with suitable and modern methods. It is a teacher who plays a vital part in students' success. So, it becomes the duty of teacher to take a step towards accepting modern methods of teaching. To provide a sound education, there should be an combination of a skilled teacher and innovative ways of teaching so that students will be ready with not only theoretical knowledge but also with practical experience of subjects to face the world and compete against their competencies. Next slide, please. In short, the inclusion of modern teaching methods in this time is necessary as it opposes the idea of traditional forms of repetition and memorization of the syllabus to educate students. To develop decision making skills, problem solving skills, and critical thinking ability, modern teaching methods are best suited. The new ways of teaching make students more productive and encourage them to collaborate. So both methods are effective, but which will be done during this time is the question. And clearly, the importance of modern teaching methods can be felt clearly. So across the world, the information technology is dramatically altering the way students, faculty, and staff learn and work. Internet-ready phones, handheld computers, digital cameras, MP3 players, and now modern tools. Players are revolutionizing the college life. As the demand for technology continues to rise, colleges and universities are moving all sort of student services from laundry monitoring to snack delivery online. One of the example at Columbia University, a real-time web-based service called Laundry View let students log on to a web-based system to see which washing machines are free before they head to the laundry room. So they can monitor their wash and can even program the service to email them when their loads is done. So technology is also changing the classroom experience. The information and communication technology has made many innovations in the field of teaching and also made a drastic change from the old paradigm of teaching and learning. So in the new paradigm of learning, the role of student is more important than teachers. So the concept of paperless and painless classroom are emerging as an alternative to the old teaching learning method. Nowadays, there is a democratization of knowledge and the role of the teacher is changing to that of facilitator. So we need to have interactive teaching, and this changing role of education is inevitable with the introduction of multimedia technology and the spawning of a technologically savvy generation of youth. Um the analysis reveals some of the suggestions that the teaching community can practice in the classroom. Ultimately, the teaching people are satisfied when he could teach the students community with his ideas and view. So teaching depends upon successful mode of communication and innovation, though we mean the changes that we propose to be included in our medium of communication or even inclusion of some other elements in communicating information. So the researchers uh, like me recommend that the teaching would be highly effective if the teachers start to use the recent multimedia technologies like uses of computer laptop extensively or some modifications in the conventional mode of teaching. The use of computers may be very well practiced in the environment where the use of such technology is highly possible, but there must be some sort of innovations which can also be practiced in an environment where such use of technology is on its way to growth. So in those environments, use of humor, role playing, words approach, Z and A approach are the ideas, that can very well be practiced. And the researchers believes that the core objective of teaching is passing on the information or knowledge to the minds, or rather I say there are three stages: information, knowledge, and wisdom. So the role of teaching is passing on the information or knowledge to wisdom to the minds of the students, and any method using computers or modifying the existing conventional chalk talk method are innovative if they ultimately serve the attainment of core objective of teaching. Next slide, please. With this, I wholeheartedly say thank you to Institute of Global Professionals, Kaushik Datta sir, and the all entire team of Institute of Global Professional for providing me opportunity to express my thoughts on this teaching methodology topic. And thank you so much all the participants and listeners for actively listening and patiently listening to this, I must say, exhaustive talk. So thank you so much. And yes, looking forward to few more lectures uh, on this prestigious platform. So thank you
Thank,
so much. Thank you.
thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
It has been very informative for us. Sir, it's time for our question answer session. After short video, we'll start our question answer session. So we'll come back again after short video. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Okay. Dear participant, if you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. After short video, we'll start our question answer session, and participants are requested to ask their question in our comment box. Please address your speaker name, and after question answer, we'll share certification process. Let's enjoy our question answer session. Welcome back, everyone, in our question answer session. Let's welcome again our speaker. Hello, sir. Welcome back.
Yes.
Dear participant, we'll go ahead and take some time for a question now. Just a reminder, please be sure to type your question in our comment box. Our first question from Facebook user: can you explain again the importance of competency based on project based? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. So competency based learning. Now, what is that? See, the competencies referred to the tactical skills of the students which they want to learn and acquire are in the process of learning and developing, or the ones which they have already accomplished. So this type of learning focuses on the benefits provided by the acquirements of core competencies or the skills they prefer to learn and how it is delivered to the student. So this is competency based learning. Now, problem based learning, what is that? So the next comes in this problem based learning, which comprises a whole set of activities under the tag of problems and providing solutions which will enhance the skills and knowledge of the students to a greater extent. So this will also provoke their enthusiasm level and initiate the problem solving aspect of the thinking in their minds. So, according to this problem based learning system, the teachers allow the students with a particular set of problems that will challenge their learnings and the acquired skills so far. So the students need to solve the problem using their intelligence, and this also serves as an efficient, technique which now these modern teachers needs to follow. Is that okay? Okay. So this is
Okay.
about competency based and problem based learning, which I explained again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Then next question from Asia. Sir, is there a difference between collaborative and cooperative learning?
No.
No? Okay. Uh, then our next question from Flami. Good day, everyone. Good afternoon, Professor Pratik. What are the
Hmm.
causes of ineffective classroom management?
Collaborative. The previous question is what?
Sir, previous from Asia.
Yeah, you have asked collaborative something. I missed that.
Okay, okay. Is there a difference between collaborative and cooperative learning?
Yes, yes. In collaborative learning, when students were asked to revise a topic or syllabus during an examination or regular days, they used to revise the syllabus in isolation or at home. So this practice was widespread in traditional teaching methods. So to deal with this issue or provide a more useful platform for students, schools are coming up, with collaborative learning. So in this method, teachers form a group of students where they can solve their problems, they debates on topics and clear their queries. So this helps in developing social skills and allows students to understand the subject faster. So every student is a part of success of a group, you know uh, as they help each other to teach the desired result, and they also learn to communicate with each other. So learners learn to tolerate others, develop skills to listen to others and how to work in a team. So they will be able to meet different personalities and can get a genuine review of their work. So students present their ideas and expect a response when they are in group learning. So it allows them to exchange their creativity and gain more knowledge. So in return, it helps them to learn to face healthy criticism also and cross questions. So school management should choose to take up a collaborative method, of teaching to teach their students. They just need to make a few changes in classroom, as I said earlier also. So replace desk or whiteboard surfaces so the groups can work together with ease. And in Same in the without cooperation, collaborative learning is not possible. Okay,
Okay, sir.
next question.
Our next question from Flami. Good day,
One
everyone.
more thing I would like, I would like to add in cooperative learning. You know, idea of cooperative learning is what it's same. You know, just as its name suggests. You know, it is totally based on the concept of teamwork and collective efforts. So it brings in the importance of being a part of the team and how the individual actions are adequately guided towards the achievement of organizational goal. So it is more of a value based approach in cooperative. It is more value based approach where the students understand the role played by each of their team members in completion of the task. So each member of team is assigned with a particular set of activities which they need to be accomplished before the deadline, and they all work towards a common organizational goal which needs all their efforts for achieving the same with the perfection. So basically, there are so many similar points also in collaborative and cooperative learning. Thank you. Next question.
Yes, sir. From Flami. Good day, everyone. Good afternoon, Professor Pratik. What are the cause of ineffective classroom management?
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
What are the causes of ineffective classroom management?
Causes of,
Causes
I'm
of
experiencing
ineffective
it's
classroom
just
management.
a network issue. Ineffective.
Yes,
Hello, I'm
yes,
you are
sir.
not audible.
What are the causes of ineffective classroom management?
What are the causes of enough? Okay, enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ineffective.
there are causes of ineffective classroom management, right? For that, there are some common mistakes teachers make early. On that can lead to trouble down. This classroom management. There are some common mistakes for uh, like not communicating expectations clearly, then being inconsistent, not creating an action plan, waiting too long to intervene, going big too quickly, then not following through, failing to triage an issue, and not establishing relationship. These are the common mistakes which teachers do, and because of that, or I can say these are the causes of ineffective classroom management. Because of these mistakes, the teaching, the teaching will not, your teaching or the concepts which you are teaching will not give you the result or impact which you are expecting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Then our next question from Jordan Joy. Good day, sir. What causes poor teaching methodology?
What?
What causes poor teaching methodology?
Yeah, I explained earlier also. Okay, again I'll explain. Teaching methodology causes, you meant to say, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Poor teaching methodologies causes.
um, you know Lack of use of modern technology during teaching, then lack of effective management of classroom, personality of teacher, and teacher should uh, there are so many issues in teaching methodology basically. Like understanding the different learning challenges among students, then students family problems and bullying. These are the causes of teaching methodology, or you can say challenges of teaching, or how challenges of teaching. Then lack of funding, lack of effective communication, then being encouraging and motivating under challenging times, disciplining students, endless paperwork and extended working hours. These are the causes of teaching, this teaching methodology.
এরপরে এই যে এই নিচেরটা না এটা নেই সবগুলো নেই Thank you, sir. Then our next question from Queenie Rose. Good afternoon, sir. What are the characteristics of modern teacher?
Characteristics of,
Modern teacher.
yeah, I already explained in my lecture also. The modern teacher should possess, innovative approach. He or she, have to have, knowledge. There is a difference between information and knowledge. So we need to impart knowledge through our lectures, not the information, because information is available on Google, or you can search whatever you want. Just search it on Google, you will get a lot of data. Okay, so it's responsibility of teacher to impart knowledge, because we need to travel from information to knowledge to wisdom. Okay, so as a modern teacher teacher should all the teachers need to update and upgrade every day. That's why I always say we need to educate the educators first. Okay, after some years of experience, or after some study, after studies, teacher didn't get time, or they don't want to upgrade themselves, so that is a bad this thing approach towards achieving the modern teaching methodology, or to be a modern teacher. So teachers should should have knowledge. They should impart knowledge through through using their wisdom also, and by using these all many modern teaching methodology which I discuss in my lecture.
Okay, sir. Then our next question from Shona. What are the best method in teaching mathematics? Combine of what method?
Okay, the teaching for mathematics teaching, you can use the gamification one. Okay, because mathematics is like that only. In games also we use mathematics, so you can use gamification and rather I would say that teachers need to discover their own techniques to teach. Because every individual has their own existence. Okay, their capacities, their imagination. Okay, the way of uh, thoughts presenting, exploration is different for each and every individual. So I would suggest the mathematician or mathematics teacher that you should think on the mathematical concept, and you should develop your own techniques to teach, your own techniques to remember. Okay, and make it more interactive, your lectures. So that's my answer to this question. There is no as such specific technique for mathematics subject. No, you need to one more thing. In the mathematics also, you can relate your mathematic concepts day-to-day life. Connect those concepts with day-to-day life, and students will come to know easily. You relate some theoretical based concepts or mathematical concepts with their day-to-day life, because they are experiencing in their day-to-day life a lot of things, and when you relate those mathematical or any subject concept with day-to-day life, they can respond easily and faster. So that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your answer.
Thank you.
I think uh, on behalf of IJB, our profound thanks for taking out the time from your busy schedule to present the slides. I know that everyone sitting there was fascinated by your presentation. Those slides give everyone a great idea about teaching methodology. We get a lot of information in one place. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I hope we'll see you next time, next again. Thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, uh, today's some of our technical problem. We cannot share our today's webinar code. We'll provide the code later. Thank you. Now it's time for our quiz session. After short video, we'll start our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to browse www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP. And don't forget to mention your friends. So let's enjoy our quiz session. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to browse www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP. The code is IGP. Everyone join. Please join our quiz session. Already 40 people joined with us. We are waiting for your joining, so please everyone join our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP. And the code is IGP. And don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. Please everyone join as early as possible. We are waiting for your joining. After 2 minutes later, we will start. So please everyone join early. To join our quiz session fast, you have to go to www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP. And we'll pick your name from Slido. So join with your full name, which will directly print on certificates. And top 10 will be awarded with quiz comprehension certificates. And I request everyone don't join same person with different name because we don't count them. And please join with your full name because it's print on your certificate. If you join your half name, it will be printed. So please everyone join with your full name. Already 51 people joined with us. After 2 minutes, after 1 minute later, we'll start. If you want to join with us in our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is IGP. And the code is IGP. Already 54 people joined. Now we start our quiz session. Our first question is: this teacher has a new approach to teaching methodology. Option 1 books, second option way of considering or doing things. I say question again. The teacher has a new approach to teaching methodology. Option one, books. Second option, way of considering or doing things. And the correct answer is way of considering or doing things, and 92% people are right. In our leaderboard, the top one is Kidiana January Cindy, then we have Jordan, then we have Flomi. Now we go for our second long question, and the question is methodology is option one, the systematic analysis of the methods applied to a field of study. Second option, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object. Methodology is option one, the systematic analysis of the methods applied to a field of study. Second option, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object. And the correct answer is option one, and 100% people are right. And the top one is Kidiana. Then we have Jordan. Now we go for our third long question, and the question is what is KIS teaching and learning methodology? Option one, inquiry based learning. Second option, teach the exam or test. What is KISS teaching and learning methodology? Is it option one, inquiry based learning, or second option, teach the exam or text test? And the correct answer is inquiry based learning, and 90% people are right. And the top one is Kidiana. Then we have Charlie, and then we have Leah. Now we go for our fourth now question, and the question is: should be the description of SDI include the specific teaching? Option one, yes, or option two is no. Should be the description of SDI include the specific teaching? Is it option one, yes, or option two, no? And the correct answer is option two, no, and 14% people are right. And the top one is Joan, then we have Flomi, then we have Barnasur. Now we go for our fifth now question. Just knows the subject matter and is familiar with teaching methodology. Option one, the involver. Second option, the enabler. Just know the subject matter and is familiar with teaching methodology. Option one, the involver, and second option is the enabler. And the correct answer is the involver, and 52% people are right. And the top one is Joan, then we have Flomi, then we have Queen. Now we go for our sixth now question, and the question is what is the main aspect of the blended teaching methodology? Option one, combining online with face-to-face sessions. Second option, using a blender. What is the main aspect of the blended teaching methodology? Option one, combining online with face-to-face session. Second option, using a blender. And the correct answer is option one, combining online with face-to-face session, and 97% people are right. And the top one is Juan, then we have Swami, then we have Queen. Now we go for our seventh now question, and the question is teaching approaches related to option one, overall view or idea. Second option, techniques for teaching. Teaching approaches related to option one, overall view or idea. Second option, techniques for teaching. What is the correct answer for this question? And the correct answer is, we can see that the correct answer is overall view or idea, and 7% people are right. Now we go for eight now question. And the question is teaching behavior are based on option one, approaches, second option, strategies. And the correct answer is approaches, and 59% people are right. And the top one is MBJT Joseph. Then we have John. Then we have Flammy. Now we go for our ninth now question, and the question is online teaching is a option one approach, second option methodology. Online teaching is a option one approach, second option methodology. And the correct answer methodology. And 69% people are right. And the top one is AMB, then we have Alex, then we have Catherine. Methodology and method are not interchangeable. Option 1 true, second option false. And the correct answer is true, and 56% people are right. Congratulations, MBSG to Joseph. He's our top one. Then we have Alex Jaber in second position. In third position, we have Flomi Ragol Salviojo. In fourth position, we have Kitrin Tadion. In fifth position, we have Tashi Raptan. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. Today quiz competition winner, we have all of your name which you entered during joining. Will you pick your name and prepare certificate and we post them on our Facebook official page. And our Facebook official page is Institution of Global Professional. Thank you everyone for your active participation. We hope we everyone enjoy our session and learn from our session. See you in our next session. Till that, stay happy and blessed. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, I am Ernie Sakhtar from Bangladesh.